Do you know what it's like not being able to go to your home country because it's not safe? What it's like if your country is in the middle of a disaster or a war and you're stuck somewhere else? Think about what's happening in Ukraine. A lot of people outside of the Ukraine who can't go home because it's not safe. Because of this, Department of Homeland Security announced that Ukraine will be designated for temporary protective status for 18 months. TPS is available for those Ukrainian nationals who are already in the US on or before March 1st of this year. But it's not only Ukraine. DHS also announced a new designation for Afghanistan on March 6th. So if you are Ukrainian who arrived in the US after March 1st, or an Afghan who arrived in the US after March 6th of this year, 2022, this isn't for you. But what is TPS? Who can file for TPS? What should you do to get TPS? All of this we're gonna cover coming right up. Hi, I'm Andre Major, immigration attorney and an immigrant myself. And our tip of the day covers what temporary protective status means to other nationals who are in the US in a time when their country is in crisis. What is TPS? Temporary protective status means three things. One, you are allowed to lawfully remain in the United States. Two, you can apply for work authorization during the TPS period. And three, you can also apply for travel permission. But you should note that TPS is a temporary benefit. It cannot lead you to a permanent resident status or any other immigration status by itself. You will need a different path, like a family or employment based petition. You can watch the video we recently did on those different types here or just read the article. The links are in the description below. But registration for TPS does not prevent you from applying for a more permanent status. TPS is not for those who already have other status, like a non-immigrant visa or if you hold a green card. Do you qualify for TPS? So glad you asked. To be eligible, here's what you need to do. First, you have to be a national of the country designated for TPS, or a person without nationality who last habitually resided in the designated country, meaning you're not a citizen there, but you lived there for a long time. Second, file during the initial registration or re-registration period, or you need to meet the requirements for late filing. Third, you've been continuously present in the United States since the effective date or the most recent designation date of your country. March 1st for Ukraine, March 6th for Afghanistan. Fourth, you have to have been continuously residing in the United States since, again, March 1st for Ukraine, March 6th for Afghans. The law allows an exception to the continuous physical presence and continuous residence requirements for brief, innocent absences from the US. When you apply or re-register for TPS, you're going to have to explain what those absences were and why the exception should apply to you. But take note, there are things that made conviction of a felony or two or more misdemeanors committed in the United States, failing to meet the initial or late initial registration requirements, or if you're granted TPS but failed to re-register when required without a really good reason. It's called good cause. If you have questions about the qualifications or disqualifications, please leave a comment below. You can call us or visit our website andesmechelaw.com. Moving on. How do I apply for TPS? TPS is not automatic. You will need to file for this. We can help you with that. But what you're going to need is first forms. You're going to need to fill out Form I-821, application for temporary protective status. You can also request employment authorization by submitting a completed Form I-765 while filing for TPS. Two, you're going to need evidence. You're going to need to provide evidence of your nationality, date and entry and continuous residence. For example, your passport and documents documents proving you lawfully entered the United States and you've been here ever since. Three, you might have to pay filing fees. It depends on your age, depends on your circumstance, it depends on your country. It's usually less than $500. So if you are a Ukrainian or Afghan national who can't go back to your home country right now, maybe you know someone who might qualify TPS, or maybe you need help filing for your TPS. Please make sure to leave a comment below or call our office, visit unthismeckerlaw.com to help you explore your options. Please consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our other videos if you find this one helpful. If you learned a lot from the video, feel free to like and share it. If you have any idea for future videos, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay healthy and be safe.